Hello and welcome to another episode of the program as we look at beautiful photos submitted to the Wiki Love Earth Nigeria 2019 competition. My name is Elsie Godwin. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately you can no longer submit as the submission window closed on the 30th of June. Wiki Loves Earth competition is a project of Wikimedia Foundation. Joining me on the program is a man who has archived over 3 million images of several historical monuments and tourist sites in Nigeria. He had a diploma in photography from the Westminster College in London before proceeding to the University of Westminster, also in the United Kingdom, to study photography arts. In 2010, he published his first book titled Nigeria, a pictorial and informative compendium on Nigeria. This was immediately followed with another pictorial survey titled Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. In 2012, he was a member of the Nigeria Board on Technical Education and charged to look into setting up a photography as a course in Nigerian polytechnics. He's now an external examiner at Auchi Polytechnic, and his name is Dayo Adedayo. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good to have you here. I mean, having over 3 million photos of monuments and places in Nigeria, how did that start for you?
Well, it's a journey that started in 2003, coming back to Nigeria. As of 2003, photography in Nigeria today wasn't like this then. So then after being out of the country for over 2 decades, you Google Nigeria. Internet was not this popular then, just 15 years ago or 16 years ago. And you won't find any good images on Nigeria and no pictorial book on Nigeria as well. So studying photography just opened my eyes to the opportunities that are in this country, and that's how I started.
And how has the journey been for you? How would you say we accept photography, or should I put it as appreciate the art of photography in Nigeria?
It's getting better, and a lot of younger generations are now getting into it, which is very encouraging. To me, that has always been the dream for those coming behind us to do better and take it to the height that we never dreamt of. And but generally, commercially, it has not been that very successful, and that is why we are not projecting Nigeria rightly. The Europeans and Americans are still telling our stories instead of us telling our stories to the rest of the world.
What can be done to change that?
Investment in education. To me, without education, no country can develop. The way I see it is, thank God I was part of the MBTE crew that started photography as a course. Auchi Polytechnic is now on it, and Lagos State Polytechnic was given, what is it called, to start in September as well. So gradually we might be there, but generally it's all about education. Without education, there is no way we can compete with the rest of the world.
Okay, let's get into the business of the day. Today you're going to help us look at some amazing photos that have been sent in and then tell us what you think about them. But basically the theme of the competition is just to showcase the beauty of Nigeria.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So the first photo we have is from Hadaza Photo Store Group. The description simply says Ikogosi warm spring where hot water and cold water meets in Ekiti State. So what do you think about this photo?
Wow. To me, I could not see any water. So I couldn't say this is a warm spring. This is just a forest.
Okay.
There's no water there, so it doesn't tell me any story. And luckily, because I've been there before, I don't know what it is like. So generally, for you to name an image, I mean warm spring, you should be able to have what you are trying to project in the image instead of people just looking at, because as it is now, if no one has ever been there before, where is the water? Where is the warm spring? All I could see are just trees and leaves, you know, that's all.
All right, the next one is from an author who goes by the name Haji Shehu. The description simply says Sumu Wildlife Park, Bauchi State, Nigeria. That's how he described it. And yeah, what do you think about this one?
Oh, fantastic. Wildlife Park. Immediately you could see the wildlife. The only difference is if he has used a wider angle, instead of cropping deep into the animals, you would have seen a bit of the vegetation, even though you can see some vegetation, but it will have been much wider, if you have, much better if he has used a 16 mil to see a proper vegetation and the sky limit, so you can see the extent of the vegetation. But very good picture, a very good image actually, very good image.
You're fine with the sky? Because I know you photographers are very particular about the sky.
One, because of that part of the world, the sky is okay for me, because it depends on the season. And one thing I try to encourage people not to do is to over-process whatever they have, because the image is not talking about the sky. There is nothing skyline in there. All I'm looking for is just the wildlife, and that is what I want to see, and that is where your eyes will go straight into. The only thing that let the image down is just the angle of shot. That's all.
All right, the third image is from Adedayo, your namesake actually. Adedayo Adesilola. The description says the beautiful scenery was taken at one of the rivers in Badagry, Lagos State, Nigeria. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, just the canoe coming to the shore. That's the lagoon going to the point of no return in Badagry. Actually, because of what I've seen across the country, I wouldn't say 9 out of 10, but I can gladly tell you 8 out of 10 times I would have been to that place. Image, yes, I would not have shot this in portrait. Okay. It would have been much better to be landscape. Landscape should be landscape instead of making a portrait, And it was shooting against the sun. If you can see the reflection of the boat, it's coming towards this side. Imagine shooting it from behind. The picture would have been a lot more better. But there is a lot of processing in this. And if you look to the top and left corner, there is still vignetting on the camera. So he's shooting at his widest angle, but not considering the edges of the lens as well. Okay, let's go. Can you see the top? Yeah, it's on both the left-hand corner and the right-hand corner at the edges. Those are the lenses, So, but anyway, great shot. Just to document, anyway, you know. So at the end of the day, it's not like it's a school project. If it's a school project, it will have gotten
there's
zero.
money to be won, actually.
No, I'm just telling a story because these days, because of social media, gone are the days of technicalities, because you want to capture moments that cannot be replicated. Okay. So for me, still a good image, but landscape should be landscape, not portraiture.
But if the days of technicality is gone, is it a good thing for photography?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because news is real time. Gone are the days when things will happen in Nigeria and photojournalists will be sent from Europe or North America to come and cover the event. Now, everybody is a photographer. As long as you have eyes, you can see with your phone, boom, take, that's it. So it's life. That's the way we've seen it. So things are changing and time changes, and the ways of men must change with time.
Okay. The next photo is from Johnny Brainy Visuals. Description simply says a lagoon front in Festac, Lagos State, Nigeria. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying now? Look at this now. This is a landscape picture, right? Everything into it, and look at the reflection on the water as well. Taken early in the morning. Yes, early in the morning, because by daytime, you won't get that luminous on the water anymore. It will have gone. The only thing that let him down is it was handheld, probably shot at about 125 or 68 of a second. If he has been on the tripod for 5 seconds exposure, the water will have been still. Everything will have been calm, and the reflection will be more pronounced.
What time of the day is your best time for taking pictures for you personally when you want to do any project?
It depends on what I want to achieve, but best time is before 12 noon when the sun is high up, or anytime after 5 in the evening. And most especially in rainy season. I always take pictures in rainy season.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's where you get the best cloud.
Okay. Our next photo is from Itunu Ijila. The description is very simple, raindrops. We don't have a location, but what do you think about this?
Oh, fantastic. I have something like this. This, you don't even have to wait for the rain to happen, but macro lens, 1.4 aperture, depth of field shallow, fantastic abstract shots. You can achieve this by just putting water into a can and spray. You know, you get the same effect.
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to. But raindrop, I don't think it's raindrop, because if it is raindrop, there'll be more water on the leaves instead of one. You know, so that is a lot. But I have something similar, but not just one drop. There are several droplets on the leaves. You know, so, but raindrops, yes, fantastic. Very beautiful shot. Very beautiful shot. Macro.
All right, the next one is from Saint Somi. The description says Ubunike cake, front view. That's, okay, maybe that's Ubunike's lake, front view. Ubunike
Cave.
Cave, okay, all right.
Yeah, this certainly is not Ubunike Cave. Certainly not Ubunike Cave. You see, and this is one of the drawbacks of technology, right? And Ubunike Cave is in a forest in Anambra State,
Okay.
right? And the entrance is not this wide. You can't, you know, to go in, you have to crawl, you know? So certainly this is not Ubunike Cave, and that's the sea. This is nowhere in the southeastern part of Nigeria.
Okay, see, this is why you are the best person to look at these pictures. And then we'll go on a quick break, but when we come back, we'll carry on this conversation. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Plus TV Africa, and we still have Adedayo helping us analyze these beautiful photos. Okay, I think let's just get right into the next photo, which is from Samuel Ayenoje. His description says view of the southern bank of the river from a ferry crossing it. I think this is supposed to be River Benue in Taraba State. Yeah, so
Yes. And this is one of the beautiful things about the northern part of Nigeria. The vegetation, the skyline during Harmattan, because of what is it called? They have less industries over there, so the skyline is purer than what we have. You usually get the blue sky that you see in Europe and North America most times. Fantastic picture, beautiful, distracting with those power lines behind it. And I would have taken them off digitally to make it more interesting, because at the end of the day, it's kind of taking my eyes off the palm tree. Again, time of shot. The sun is coming, you can see the reflection on the water. The reflection is on this side.
Yeah.
You know, so that means the sun is coming from behind the tree. You know, but very beautiful picture. It should have been better as landscape as well.
Okay.
Much better as a landscape instead of portrait.
All right. The next photo is from an author who calls him or herself Head of Heads. The description says a picture of River Niger in Onitsha.
That's right. That's Onitsha. Beautiful. Beautiful.
The sunset doing justice.
Yeah, the sunset, everything in the picture. And this will be very difficult to get if you don't know what you are doing, because you need to set the metering in such a way that you get the sunset, then your image is still there, even though it's trying to silhouette the bridge itself. That's the Niger Bridge coming from Delta into Anambra State. Now, I've been there before too. And I have something similar to this as well.
All right, the next photo is from Shino Femi. He says this is a landscape of Sherry Hills in Jos North local government of Plateau State. What do you think about this one?
And Beautifully captured. Again, the weather lets him down. This was certainly taken during Harmattan. You can see the sky is flat, you know, and because of over-processing as well, you can see the leaves, and this is one of the reasons why it is not good for you to shoot in Harmattan. You can see all the leaves are brown. If this has been rainy season, the sky, you will see the formation of the sky, all the leaves will be green. And the contrast, you will see 3 different colors from the rock to the sky and to the leaves. But all in all, because it all depends on the time of the day, what you are doing, and landscape photography is not something you do in a hurry. I mean, for me to capture Nigeria took me 15 years, and it's still a long-term project, you know, in trying to get all these things. But it's okay. It's all right.
All right. The next photo is from Hadaza Photo Story Group again. The description says the Kogosi warm spring where hot and cold water meets in Kogosi, Ekiti State. Okay. I'll let you.
Yeah, this is not the meeting point.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the warm water coming out. The meeting point is still further down. You know, this is just a small drop of, what is it called, waterfall, but the warm water going out. Then this can be framed more because it will let you see the whole surroundings, what is going on there, but certainly the caption doesn't depict the picture because this is not the meeting point. Okay. This is not the meeting. Probably what the photographer is trying to do is to document
the area,
the whole area.
Yeah, because we got a photo from him or her earlier too.
Wow, okay.
The same caption.
Wow, okay. So then you should caption them separately. You know, it's not a documentary work that you put several pictures and now put one caption through. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, our next photo is from Atbala. I hope I got that one right. The description says Tulu Tulu in Yobe State.
Fantastic. I missed this.
Okay.
And I'm dying to go to Yobe. And there is no... I've not seen it, but I've seen the image once on social media. And if it is truly Nigeria, then we're truly missing out on tourism. But you have things like this in Borno State, but not with the water flowing through.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is fantastic. Another thing again is the sky. You can see the haziness.
Okay.
Yeah, in the background. If this has been rainy season, or just before the rainy season, between August to September, that is the best time actually to capture lights, because that is what they call autumn in Europe and North America. When the leaves started dropping off, the sun will just come out glowing into your face. And the best place to get that is Nasarawa in Nasarawa State, Abuja, when you see the golden sun coming out. You know, sunsets in those areas are really fantastic.
All right, the final image we'll be looking at today is from Lois Ndokanko, I think. The description is a lake in Ebonyi, Okwasi, Salt Lake, Ebonyi. Have you been to this place?
Yes, Ebonyi. It looks very much like my image, actually. Aha, you can see what I'm saying now, because the camera was on a tripod, and you can see the stillness of the water, you know. It's such a fantastic view. Look at, you can see the depth of the lake, as they said, in Salt Lake and
in Okwasi.
Okwasi village, yeah, Ebonyi State. Again, this would have been a lot better on a landscape rather than portrait shot. And this is kind of square. He has cropped the picture too much because it was just landscape, then cropped everything. I don't know why he did the cropping, but fantastic. You can see the reflection, the sky, the water, and the depth of the water, which even makes it more interesting.
All right, thank you so much for your time. But before I let you go, what advice would you give anyone who right now wants to take photography as a profession?
I have 3 advice for them. 1 is education. Okay. 2, education. 3, education. Without education, you won't know what you are doing. You might think you know until when you go back to school. That is when you will know precisely, because there are over 300 forms of education, of photography. And by the time you go to school, what you think you are doing might not even interest you. Then you'll be open up to so many other things. It might be portraiture, it might be micro photography, it could be medical photography, which no one is doing at the moment in Nigeria. All our medical schools are still using Oyinbo pictures for all our illness and diseases. Now imagine having black skins, or darker skins, going to the lab, what do they call it? What do they use in
the lab?
In the lab, yeah. I've forgotten now, where you see things clearly. No one is doing that at the moment in Nigeria. You have sports, you have athletics, athletics, football, swimming, and the rest of it. The equipments are different, the training are different, you have portraiture, But for me, it's education. Without education, you can't be anything.
Like I said, thank you so much again for your time. All right, best of luck to all the participants as we expect the winners from Nigeria to be announced on the 15th of July. My name is Elsie Godwin saying thank you for watching.